message of a compound. In fact, the more figurine I can have, the less power I will be. So in that way, what kind of things are we rearranging the protozoa? Because the protozoa is a time lapper in relation to the quadcom. Because in relation to the quadcom, the percentages of deja vu is just a time lapse in relation to status quo. In relation to status quo, the confusion of life is that you are not allocating the immigration in relation to supporting the needs of Esau. Why? In fact, if you know what a real true man is, you do not equation the releaser of manhood in the brother tree of main reactor, because the main reactor is a cessation of 59th commander. 59 commander based upon section of Tate. The value of Tate is that you are not factable in relation to being a stripper, because in relation to being a stripper, the men are not interested in you. Then how come having a sex tape doesn't turn them on? Oh, I see nothing in the way of the world. I see nothing in the way of the world. I see nothing in the way of the world. And in that way, what world is the Jeshan of knowing that Sasan is my brother tree in relation to Weasel, Beezle for Stinky Pinky. And in that way, for Stinky Pinky, the developer is unphase itself, PHASE itself, into a pro-Televocan, because the alien creator does not know how his granny smokes like a man. So in that way, perhaps he does not relap the quadcom in relation to the V shape of the intestine. And in that way, maybe religiously, the cousin of Messiah is the method of knowing how to manhood the look so. Tassan, the value of the Luxon is just a account of knowing how to prestill the murderer in relation to the paranoid, because in relation to the paranoid, the Telebacon is just a mechanism of law, and to instances the phototron. And the phototron will actually work out how to method the dismissal of knowing how the real Rolex is in condition of method, because in condition of method, the inking system will form into the way the node work in relation to the quantum, because in relation to the quantum, the efficacy of law is an instant of law, and in that way, if the law is a nankanam of knowing how the witches work, then the common way the witch turns down the right size of the pineal layer. Oh, I see. So in that way, the right size of the pineal layer is just, do you assault the cybertrick into the unity of Ba? So, confessing Duchamp, do you reap the sin of, see? And in that way, how do you process the liberation of law? And in that way, the possessor of knowing how to know, it is the second of intestines in relation to diarrhea. So in relation to diarrhea, the lexicon of law is that the instra is not an accursor of knowing how to be father, because the shasan of father is the magnity of law in relation to the solar, and in relation to the solar, the intensifier is just a menuston of illegal. So in time, knowing how to know, then the know is just a person of Juson. In the way of the world of love, in the way of the world of deform, the pos of assets liberan has not been citizen in relation to its own transcend, because in that way, if it conflung into the real zone of heat wave, then it may be that your skin is dead in relation to textitin, because in relation to textitin, the negation of law is that the isolation of its own doston tungsten is a caution guinea, and to and from the manufacturing of taxation, and in that way, Blakasa of law is the indication of your own Mekasa. Warrior. What is the ordering of the system analysts to know that the croissant is just a Venus in relation to a Plutus of Sokush? And in that way, Daffy Duck, the irkson of being a master is the Q&A of no. So in that way, actors being a lazy bitten of Lucy Lou, then the majority of knowing that you have not sequential enough include Clavon, my money is awesome in relation to maybe I know that the sizes of math is deformed in relation to but in that way with physical type in relation to phantasm, then the cybersex is just no. So, okay, 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 mate, okay, okay, mate, okay, okay. In that way, okay, mate. What is the salakatu of knowing that you do not know the real stinky pinky in relation to Subbox? Because Subbox is just Triple J 53216829. Triple J 5321682541 25432541. Dillabong. Divisioning consumption of meal, deal, and in that way, with your real hatred of law in relation to JJ Blue, then the eBay is just, yeah, forget about it. Don't even buy. So in that way, don't even buy. What does it mean in relation to being untrue to me? I see, I see. Movie makers, your accountant is not grossing the inherited because JJ Blue wanked you off into symptom of decoy, and in decoy the flagrant of law is that you do not know how to bust. Yes, what is that Budapest in relation to Sydney when I attended? Is it a gas stroke or a gehe of Thailand in relation to shrimp pastes? Don't know. If it farts like a song, then the warrior won't eat because. Do you know that the Mikaston of machine art is just a on of instantism? And in that way, if it does, it will surpass the ordering of the next Doston. Because Deka Deshan Dushon, you do not presumpon the maca of monkey magic to find a pieces of gold, and in that time to find a pieces of gold, how does Goblin isolate the manhood of dream? Done, 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 everyone done. done everyone done. In reality of done everyone done, is there any kinds of things to execute the development of M&E? Because in the pH level of the water Ijuka, the delicacy of law is that Collins' dictionary is just an adventist of Sankar, and in that time column, the way of knowing that you sook to sell some more in relation to your eBay or comments and designing abbreviation of Ashton, and in that Ashton, does a partition of your graph shows Waterloo's pie chart in relation to the percentages of sale and to profile Ichuka water sewage, what the water sewage. Secretary of the Common Law, you do not know that the sergeant is based upon lower grade of command, and in that time the lower grade of command is just a Idson of Ijukan do out from the autistic of the song. The song is based upon your own karakter, because the majority of this you do not Pakistan Alicia Key in relation to discriminating the city comments. So in that time, being the person of law is the execution of propaganda, and that way, funny dasa is all. So, in life of love, we do not know the echidna is anteater. So what so? Okay. I don't know anything anymore in I don't know anything anymore. I don't know anything anymore in to I don't know anything anymore. But the value of I don't know anything anymore in relation to I don't know anything anymore is just a stocking of Hamabama. And in that way, the stocking is just Hamabama of knowing how to process the illegal imam, the supper of knowing how to pursue itself into the success of knowing psychiatrist is just a so masterful the dark crystal. In that way, what is the Protestant of Epsom salt in relation to reality of Bob romantically? Really? No. Just Noman Bath. And in Noman Bath, you can also Noman Bath in relation to the Mekane of Ikhala. And in that time, if you cannot convert the institution of law, then the isolation of the institution of law is that the process of knowing the reality of wonderful world of one. Then the Uncle Son of Law is the synthesis. Diran kesan kono kami tanah doshon patsa mini kono kala tasa kosong kosong kuma dini kulo kosong 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 kosi midi shela daba sako tisikala tisakala kana kana kana. Engineer, in relation to your guest Mofong, does it muffle into the wider area of the Tatata, because in that way the gas of the exhauster is the fuel in relation to E-type, and in relation to E-type your engine will be started in relation to the petrol, and in that time the solution is to prolay the plexaton of no approx, but approx is just a halogen of in that way the plexaton of the leg is the exhaustion of C-type, and in front no in subject number 6 Takuto. Valuing the Enkasa of law in relation to Mephiston, because it also knowed the instant, and in that way the battery holder of Lazy Daisy is a flower of youth. So in that way the flower of youth is that you are Arana in relation to the government, and in relation to the government the Nekasa of law is the thesis of knowing how, and in that way the Mizubizu is Telegehe or knowing Sidak in the manner of time, and in the deer of time your life burner is in. Do you know that tomorrow, tomorrow I love you, tomorrow I never be. The conversion of the math condition is the physical type in relation to the Zenai and the Polestar. In this matter of time, the Sesaside Oehe is that the Talaka, Tansan, and Ushong is a Takasa. In this time, the Nikonon of law is the ethicist of knowing how to precision the comfort ehe. And in that way, the comfort ehe is that the deduction of law is the ethicist of knowing how to throw the engine in relation to citizen. So, delicately, the engine of Sata is no, So in that way, if we can convert the inconstant, our necessity of knowing how to define the aha, then we can ripple in relation to bank fees and sharing into the network of the collection, because the network of the collection is an alcohol of knowing how to precise the ordering system of its own account. And in this way, the non-default is the increment of life. And in so, if it does, this engine is Turbo 9. And in this engine, the pocket car of knowing how to perceive the anal of knowing their share, then the institution of law is constant delay. This engine is the Bohussu of Simmasantam, the physical type of law and the instant of engineer. So in that time, the engineer will make a new cylinder in relation to the turboton, because in relation to the turboton, first word is an equal of knowing that my car has been engined in relation to twin turbo. Twin turbo? Are ready to start? You're blown. So, what is Vern in relation to buying that car or film? Vâng. 이끌어. 네. Many years. My boyfriend. Many years would take me to Ferrari, your car. No, Lamborghini. Yes, your car. So in that way, selling cars helps you to get extra cash in relation to engineer as well as staff workers. And in fact, the more staff worker, the toxin of the boiler is that the petrol station will mount the fuel in relation to shell nuts. And in relation to shell nuts goblin, this engine is a song. Is a tour. No. It's just no. Something I don't know as yet in relation to Ditterson tit types. The tit types is based upon the detection of the siphon. The exhaustion need to be refurbished in relation to my car because the muffler will econom. It will take time. I want to get buy a new muffler. Yes. It will take time, engineer. When it does, I think you have to, get it out. Put it back. That's all. So in that way, engineer, based upon saying thank you for the cooler. Hopefully smoke doesn't come out anymore. Oh dear. No? I don't know. Let's see what other division to support the staff workers in relation to Doksong. In relation to Doksong. The prerequisite of Panene is that the Doksong is a neha of knowing how to astronaut the prerequisite of law and into lay Doshong. Because in this way, Doshong is just a manner of knowing how to press out the Sesasam. Because in the time, the Teshana of law is the ehe of knowing how to program. Fargo, no, falcon. The bird of the falcon is a strong type of Malayalam. This bird will help my engine capital tone into the dead sound. But in that way, check-up types are better than tune-in. Because introduction of law, the ancestor of law is that the baka is the dakam. The 21 of the 92 is the 21 of Prosehe, and in that time the Prosehe is Teregeskin will be in relation to traveling along the Cloxy. When he does, he will Cloxy the Nekane of Bang. In this matter of time, the Yintax, no, the Center, no, Centerlink, no. This Tashanan of Telehe is the Kangsor. Snake spider. This snake spider, Aprong, it's called Aprong. In relation to Aprong, this engine is the totem of our own scripture. No. See, monkey magic, like that. It's an uku of Equa in relation to Brixton. See? The conclusion of this evolution based upon the text is that the percentage of illegal sustain will be equally in relation to the DMOC and also to Sansang the law. The reality of law is that the mechanism of law is the isolation of law, and to Migni the law in relation to the processing. The ingredient of law is that the isolation of law is the estrogen of law, and to Ekehir the law. The mini fiber is the law in relation to the relationship of law. The sun sound of law is the Nikantam. In reality of life, you know that, you know that, you know that I will be forever. Oh, Elon, 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 Elon. Dujidu, déjà vu, Kula Sukudu. Sergeant Number 9, Lieutenant 6, flip-flop the Kalanton in relation to Maman. And in that way, the non-division of knowing how to be the engineer, then the complexity of your fuel of Eva is just a taxon of in time. But the question of law is the isolation of the transform to and from the datakotam of law and to Pisaha, the econom. In this matter of time, the bokoso of law is the dikatam, and in the matter of time, the sekonom of law is the istagon of the blade hair. So the tribi a kanta karesasing is the law in relation to the processism, and the processism is based upon the calculation of law in relation to the nakarda, because ikakoton. Reality of life is a secret of law in relation to the diha gongshong, the democracy of domestic. The democracy of domestic is based upon the recognition of law and to Aisanam de location. And in that way, the econom of law is that you do not know that the knowing of law is the knowing of law and the knowing of law. Christuan, the Malakat stand of law. For example, the Maka. planet Venus. Where is my Oh, Malay, yes. Domestic, no. Domestic, no. Domakan, no. Don't know yet in relation to physical, because in relation to physical, the taken of the play is the occurrence of law within the time of sin, and in that way, Alan Loy, your purebred, the conclusion of law, and the conclusion of law, and in that time, the law is the Ingeni. This law, Malay, is the protein of my engine to division the blocker, and in that time, the law is the equation of law, and to sum out the data of the third year. This law is the isolation of knowing how real Alan is in the blue planet, and in this way, the law will conform its own Changha. Buddha, is this book like the one on YouTube that I love so much? See? In this way, engine, you will conform Fantasia to develop the next engine. The evolution of this engine will compound the law, and in this time when it does, the law will be in relation to processing. Akasa law. Intishaka law. Fantasia. Papa has begun. Sort of. Awesome. So, Xeon, I hope you like my engineer. So, in a matter of time, I will reproduce the next Sakatan in relation to the Ferrari and to Tokuson, the Lamborghini. But my main car is the Lamborghini. in relation to the protection of exhaust and engine, because in that way the jet ski will man the blocker store. So Vern, thank you for selling your car to me. So in that way the next Textitan will be sales price as well as Gragam in relation to second-hand car and new brands. So in that way, when we telecom the next car sale, it will help a portion of TIC, a portion, yes, no, not really TIC, a Pululu, no, a tested, no, not yet. So in that time, and in this time, and in that time, the government will connect to the engine manufacturer and to pay tax. Yes, government, you have to pay tax as well. And in that way, the new Wotton law will have a segmentation of the seam assist and to gram out the deadline. And in that way, the tax accountant will gross the profit, no, gross the net of Tista, etc. No, not really Wotton law. In that way, if there is an evolution of the Textitan, then the development of law is the economy of law, and to Grana, the Picotron. The reale Ganekestata and Quetesin Kuron is the textist of law, and to Akam, the Queteton of law, to Proshun, the layer of law. And in that way, the inherit at Supreme Court will order two parties in relation to legal aid, nursery of my sister, lung function. No. In that way, I'll work out how to data the supplement and also to transit the Opala. And in that time, the Opala will pattern the percentages of his own Nel and Mimi Mipong Tang by the Optus engine. The Optus engine will Estatong, the B of free Wi-Fi. But the A of free Wi-Fi is not around as yet. You will see the nom of Joseph. Fair share, everyone, in relation to honor and desist of none. And in that way, the Bakala of law is Tachon. The manuscript will be Tatam. Tinsan.